Think you know everything about Noah's Ark? This quiz will challenge your assumptions and reveal surprising details you might have missed in the story. Test your knowledge and discover hidden messages within the flood narrative. Don't miss out on this exciting journey through Genesis. Get ready for trivia that goes beyond the surface level and unlocks the deeper meanings embedded within the account of Noah and the Arkansas. Because it will challenge your knowledge and offer a fresh perspective on a familiar story. 1. What was the name of Noah's father? Your options are Enoch, Lamech, Methuselah, Jared. The answer is Lamech. Noah's father was named Lamech according to Genesis 5 verses 28 to 29. The passage describes Lamech having a son, Noah, and speaking about the comfort Noah would bring. 2. What material did God instruct Noah to use to build the ark? Your options are cedar wood, gopher wood, oak wood, cypress wood. The answer is gopher wood. The Bible says God instructed Noah to build the ark from gopher wood, Genesis 6 verse 14. However, the exact type of wood gopher refers to remains unclear and has been debated for centuries. 3. How long did it rain during the flood? Your options are 30 days and nights, 40 days and nights, 50 days and nights, 60 days and nights. The answer is 40 days and nights. The Bible tells us the rain lasted for 40 days and 40 nights during the flood, Genesis 7 verse 17. This is the duration explicitly mentioned in the text for the rain itself. 4. What was the sign of the covenant God made with Noah? Your options are a dove, a rainbow, a star, an olive branch. The answer is a rainbow. The sign of the covenant God made with Noah was the rainbow, Genesis 9 verse 13. The verse says, I set my rainbow in the cloud, and it shall be for the sign of the covenant between me and the earth. 5. How many people were saved on the ark? Your options are 8, 6, 10, 12. The answer is 8. Genesis 7 verse 7 states that 8 souls entered the ark, Noah, his wife, his 3 sons, and their wives. The Bible doesn't mention the names of any of those saved on the ark, but it does tell us how many. 6. Which birds did Noah send out to see if the waters had receded? Your options are a raven and a sparrow, a raven and a pigeon, a dove and a sparrow, a raven and a dove. The answer is a raven and a dove. The Bible says Noah sent out a raven and then a dove to see if the flood waters had receded, Genesis 8 verses 6 to 8. 7. What did Noah build immediately after leaving the ark? Your options are a house, an altar, a tent, a tower. The answer is an altar. The Bible states that immediately after leaving the ark, Noah built an altar to the Lord and offered sacrifices, Genesis 8 verse 20. This act of worship takes precedence over any physical construction. 8. How old was Noah when the floodwaters came upon the earth? Your options are 100, 500, 600, 700. The answer is 600. The Bible tells us in Genesis 7 verse 6 that Noah was 600 years old when the floodwaters came upon the earth. 9. How long did the waters prevail upon the earth before they began to recede? Your options are 50 days, 100 days, 150 days, 200 days. The answer is 150 days. The Bible specifies the duration the waters covered the earth before receding in Genesis 7 verse 24, and the waters prevailed upon the earth for 150 days. This translates to 150 days. 10. What did Noah plant after the flood? Your options are wheat, grapes, olives, figs. The answer is grapes. The Bible says in Genesis 9 verse 20 that Noah became a man of the soil and planted a vineyard. This indicates he cultivated grapes after the flood, which he then used to make wine. 11. How did Noah know that the waters had completely receded? Your options are: the ark rested on a mountain, the dove did not return, the raven returned, the waters were clear. The answer is the dove did not return. The Bible describes a gradual process, not a single moment of knowing. Noah sent a dove twice, Genesis 8 verses 8 to 11. The second dove returned with an olive leaf, indicating some exposed land. 12. Where did the ark come to rest after the flood? Your options are Mount Sinai, Mount Carmel, Mount Ararat, Mount Zion. The answer is Mount Ararat. The Bible says the ark came to rest on the mountains of Ararat after the flood, Genesis 8 verse 4. This doesn't specify the exact peak, but refers to a mountainous region traditionally associated with modern-day Armenia. 13. What was Noah's occupation after the flood? Your options are shepherd, carpenter, farmer, winemaker. The answer is winemaker. The Bible tells us in Genesis 9 verse 20 that Noah became a man of the soil and planted a vineyard. This suggests he transitioned to the occupation of a farmer after the flood. 14. Which son of Noah saw his father's nakedness and told his brothers? Your options are Shem, Ham, Japheth, Canaan. The answer is Ham. The son who saw Noah's nakedness and told his brothers was Ham, Genesis 9 verse 22. The passage refers to him as Ham, the father of Canaan. 15. How did Shem and Japheth cover their father's nakedness? Your options are: with a cloth, with their hands, with a garment, with leaves. The answer is with a garment. The Bible describes Shem and Japheth showing respect by covering Noah's nakedness without looking, Genesis 9 verse 23. They took a garment, laid it upon both their shoulders, and walked backward, and covered their father's nakedness. Their faces were turned away so that they did not see their father's nakedness. 16. What curse did Noah pronounce upon Ham's son? Your options are: servant of servants, be cast out, have no descendants, wander the earth. The answer is servant of servants. The Bible actually says Noah cursed Canaan, Ham's son, not Ham himself, Genesis 9 verse 25. He declared Canaan would be a servant of servants to his brothers. 17. How old was Noah when he died? Your options are: 850, 900, 950, 1000. The answer is 950. The Bible tells us in Genesis 9 verses 28 to 29 that Noah died at the age of 950. It mentions both his total lifespan and that he lived for 350 years after the flood. 18. How many years did Noah live after the flood? Your options are: 250, 300, 350, 400. The answer is 350. The Bible tells us how long Noah lived in total, 950 years, and mentions he lived for an additional period after the flood, Genesis 9 verses 28 to 29. Subtracting those figures reveals he lived 350 years after the flood. 19. What did Noah's sons and their wives do after leaving the ark? Your options are: built homes, planted crops, spread out over the earth, built a city. The answer is spread out over the earth. The Bible doesn't explicitly detail what Noah's sons and their wives did after leaving the ark, Genesis 8 verses 15 to 19. It focuses on Noah building the altar and God's covenant. However, the implication is they likely assisted Noah in various tasks like rebuilding and repopulating the earth. 20. What did God instruct Noah regarding eating animals after the flood? Your options are: not to eat them, only eat clean animals, eat any animal, eat animals without blood. The answer is eat animals without blood. After the flood, God allowed Noah and his sons to eat the meat of any living creature, Genesis 9 verse 3. The text says, "Every moving thing that lives shall be food for you, and just as I gave you the green plants, I give you everything." This is a significant change from the pre-flood diet. 21. How many windows did the ark have? Your options are: 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is 1. The Bible mentions a window on the ark only once, using the Hebrew word tsohar, Genesis 6 verse 16. This word can refer to a window or light source, so the exact nature is debatable. There's no description of multiple windows. 22. How many decks did the ark have? Your options are 1, 2, 3, 4. The answer is 3. The Bible doesn't mention the ark having decks, floors/levels, in the traditional ship sense. It uses the term stories, tabaqat, in Arabic, to describe the ark's internal structure, Genesis 6 verse 16. This word can refer to compartments or divisions, not necessarily stacked levels. 23. What did Noah do for a living before the flood? Your options are farmer, carpenter, fisherman, shepherd. The answer is farmer. The Bible doesn't explicitly state Noah's profession before the flood. However, some scholars infer he might have been involved in animal husbandry or agriculture. 24. What did the Lord see that led him to decide to destroy mankind? Your options are their laziness, their idolatry, great wickedness, their ignorance. The answer is great wickedness. The Bible says the Lord saw the great wickedness of mankind and the earth filled with violence, Genesis 6 verse 5. It doesn't go into specific details about what he saw, but emphasizes the overall corruption that led to his decision. 25. What was unique about Noah among the people of his time? Your options are a great warrior, was very wealthy, a righteous man, was very wise. The answer is a righteous man. The Bible describes Noah as righteous and blameless among his generation, Genesis 6 verse 9. This means he lived a moral life and followed God's ways, setting him apart from the wickedness that prevailed at the time. 26. How old was Noah when his sons were born? Your options are 300, 400, 500, 600. The answer is 500. The Bible tells us in Genesis 5 verse 32 that Noah was 500 years old when he became the father of his sons, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. 27. What did Noah's sons do immediately after the flood? Your options are built a tower, spread across the earth, built an altar, made sacrifices. The answer is spread across the earth. The Bible doesn't provide extensive details about Noah's sons' specific actions after the flood, Genesis 8 verses 15 to 19. However, it suggests they likely helped Noah with tasks like rebuilding, repopulating the earth. 28. How did God communicate with Noah about the flood? Your options are through an angel, in a vision, in a dream, directly. The answer is directly. The Bible describes God directly speaking to Noah, telling him to build the ark and providing instructions, Genesis 6 verses 13 to 14. This implies spoken communication, though the Bible doesn't say exactly how God's voice manifested. 29. What was the dimension of the ark in cubits? Your options are 100 by 50 by 30, 200 by 100 by 50, 300 by 50 by 30, 400 by 200 by 100. The answer is 300 by 50 by 30. The Bible specifies the dimensions of the ark in cubits in Genesis 6 verse 15, 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits high. 30. How did God close the door of the ark? Your options are: Noah closed it. An angel closed it. God closed it himself. It closed automatically. The answer is: God closed it himself. The Bible describes God shutting Noah and his family in the ark, not explicitly mentioning how the door closed, Genesis 7 verse 16. This suggests a divine action rather than a physical act by Noah. 31. What were the first living creatures to leave the ark? Your options are: birds, livestock, wild animals, insects. The answer is birds. The Bible doesn't specify the exact first creatures to leave the ark, Genesis 8 verses 15 to 19. It focuses on Noah and his family leaving, then mentions all the living creatures leaving two by two. 32. How did Noah and his family respond to God's covenant after the flood? Your options are: they celebrated, they doubted, they obeyed, they ignored it. The answer is: they obeyed. The Bible doesn't explicitly describe Noah and his family's specific emotional response to the covenant, Genesis 8 verses 20 to 22. However, Noah building an altar and offering sacrifices suggests an act of gratitude and obedience to God's promise. 33. What did God command about shedding human blood after the flood? Your options are: it was forbidden, it must be avenged, it was ignored, it was permissible. The answer is: it must be avenged. After the flood, God instituted the concept of capital punishment, stating, "Whoever sheds human blood, by men shall his blood be shed, for in the image of God has God made mankind," Genesis 9 verse 6. This established a principle for human justice.